Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much for clicking this video, but before you start to continue the video, don't forget to press the subscribe button down below and make sure you turn on the notification bell. Thank you. So many people have asked me how to speak fluently in English, mostly in public speaking. Many people said that they are having some troubles and difficulties in that, like how are they able to speak automatically and fluently and effortlessly. They used to forget the topics they're talking about, or they were running out of topics that they confused what is to talk. I mean, that is normal for sure. Yet, if you are doing a public speaking stuff or sort of things, you maybe want to do it properly. Of course, you don't want to humiliate yourself in front of public, aren't you? I bet you don't. So, if you're one of the people that keeps asking this question over and over, hi, if you are watching this video is presented special for you. But first, may I explain what public speaking is? According to the Wikipedia that I read, public speaking, also called oratory or oration, is process or act of performing a speech to a live audience. Public speaking is commonly understood as formal, face-to-face speaking of a single person to a group of listeners. However, due to the evolution of public speaking, it is modernly viewed as any form of speaking, formally and informally, between an audience and the speaker. Traditionally, public speaking was considered to be a part of the art of persuasion. The act can accomplish particular purposes. Including to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. Additionally, different methods, structures, and rules can be utilized according to the speaking situation. Public speaking was developed in Rome and Greece. Prominent thinkers from these lands influenced the development and evolutionary history of public speaking. Currently, technology continues to transform the art of public speaking through newly available technology such as video conferencing, multimedia presentations, and other non-traditional forms. The uses of public speaking is: public speaking can serve the purpose of transmitting information, telling a story, motivating people to act, or encouraging people. This type of speech is deliberately structured with three general purposes: to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. Knowing when public speaking is most effective and how it is done properly are the key to understanding the importance of it. Public speaking for business and commercial events is often done by professionals. These speakers can be contracted independently through representation by a speaker bureau or by other means. Public speaking plays a large role in the professional world. In fact, it is believed that 70% of all jobs involve some form of public speaking. Well then, that is public speaking according to the Wikipedia. And now we continue into the text. In this video, I would like to tell you 3 tips you might want to do in public speaking. If you hate public speaking enormously, or if you have troubles doing it, this is the time where you can finally stop to hate. You better watch this video from the very beginning until the very last second, and make sure you don't miss every single minute of this. So here are 3 tips to master public speaking. Check it out. First, read the topic bunch of times. Second, make a mind mapping. What, where, when, why, and how. Third, increase your comprehension about the topic. Okay, that's all the tips. Piece of cake. Now I'm gonna practice it myself. I'm gonna talk about cat. I know this is not a formal form of public speaking, but just let me do some public speaking of my own. Well, I will make the mind mapping first, since I have know many things about cat already, so I think I don't need to read any article again. First thing first is what? Of course, you know what. Cat is an animal. So you make the points in your mind mapping to help your brain remember strongly and efficiently, and of course effortlessly. Cat is an animal. You can add other explanations and informations if necessary that people might want to know, like how many kinds of cats are on the earth, what are they benefit, what are the benefit of taking care of them, or you can describe its character or behavior or anything. Second is where. Okay. Here you might want to talk about place, like where do you possibly find cat? Where are the places that cat love the most? Where they sleep, where they eat. Where are the places that you can find a big number of cats and blah blah blah, some kinds of stuffs like that. And the third is when. Yeah, you can find any information about time here. Like, when does the cat go to sleep? Or when they need to eat, when they need to go to the bathroom, when they need to go and anything that are. You can add some informations that are related or having correlation with a time, and etc. Fourth is why. Now, when you're talking about why, you might want to talking about reasons. Any kinds of reasons, like what are the benefits of having them? What are the benefits of cats on the earth? And why should some people really love cats and some other don't, and something like that. And the last is how. In this step, you might want to talk about way or step or tips, like how do you use to maybe take care of cat, or how you make them take a bath, how you wash their bodies, how you clean their poops, how you gave them eat, how you feed them, how you play with them, how you communicate with them, other things like that. Think about what people want to know about being with the cat. Okay, those are what, where, when, why, and how. You don't have to make the same thing like I did. You can make your own mind mapping, and you can add as much as information that you want. You can add all information that you get from books or internets or anything, whatever informations are necessary. So you don't have to make you don't have to make the exact same like I did. This is only a way to make you easier to speak in public. And for your information, I'm talking here without any script. I'm reading no script. So what I say here in this whole video is things that are normally come from my brain. I'm not reading any script right now, so true that I do lots of mistakes in this video, most from my grammar patterns, but I don't care. What matter is I speak and you're listening into this video, whether it is beneficial or not, but you are listening to this. And that is the second tips you have to do. The first one is to read the topic bunch of times. So if you want to talk about cat, you have to get lots of information and references from books or internet or any kinds of media that you can find information about the cat. That is necessary because your public speaking is depend on what you read, depend on what information you get, or anything you know about the object. So you have to find as much as information that you can. That will make you easier to that will make you easier to speak, of course. And the second, you have to make your mind mapping like I did. The simple way to make a mind mapping is by making groups of questionnaire like what, where, when, why, and how. This will really help you to talk. And the third is increase your comprehension about the topic. This key will help you to find your self-confidence. You will feel confidence in yourself when you really know what you are talking about, what you know about the topic. Just say that you are an expert in it. So if now you want to talk about cat, just consider that you are an expert of cat. Yeah, then everything will go easy, I guess. Just pretend like you are the expert, and you don't want to care. You don't want to listen them. They're telling you that you are giving the wrong information. No, you don't want to hear that because this is only a training. This is only for your learning. This is not serious stuff to do. So you don't have to take it very seriously too. This is only an example. So if you have increased your comprehension about the topic and you have increased your self-confidence to talk in front of the audiences, you might want to train yourself by having practice many times in front of the mirror. Or you can first practice in front of your mom or your dad or your friend or anyone. The important thing is you have to practice first before you talk in the public, of course. You don't want to be no. When you do public speaking, all eyes are on you. So you really have to make yourself deserve their attention. You have to comprehend your comprehension and your knowledge and information that you will give to people. That is necessary, and I have talked so many things here. I don't know if it's important to you or not, if it's giving information for you or not. I don't really care actually. What I care the most is that you do the tips. Read the topic bunch of times, make mind mapping, and increase your comprehension about the topic, so it will increase your self-confidence in public speaking. Just consider that you are the expert in topics that you're gonna talk about. Just consider, if you can't consider yourself, then just pretend to be. Okay? So now I will start to deliver my own public speaking, and now I will talk about cat. Hope you enjoy the public speaking that I will deliver. So this is me talking about cat. Actually, I'm just read an article. For this section, I will read an article from the Wikipedia, but for your learning, for your self-learning, you better not reading any script. Okay, I hope you are listening to what I said. Cat. The cat is a domestic species of small carnivorous mammal. It is the only domesticated species in the family Felidae and is often referred to as the domestic cat to distinguish it from the wild members of the animal. A cat can either be a house cat, a farm cat, or a feral cat. The latter ranges freely and avoids human contact. Domestic cats are valued by humans for companionship and their ability to hunt rodents. About 60 cat breeds are recognized by various cats registries. The cat is similar in anatomy to the other feline species. It has a strong, flexible body, quick reflexes, sharp teeth, and retractable claws adapted to killing small prey. Its night vision and sense of smell are well developed. Cat communication includes vocalizations like mewing, purring, thrilling, hissing, growling, and grunting, as well as cat-specific body language. It is a solitary hunter but a social species. It can hear sounds too faint or too high in frequency for human ears, such as those made by mice and other small mammals. It is a predator that is most active at dawn and dusk. It secretes and perceives pheromones. It secretes and perceives pheromones. Female domestic cats can have kittens from spring to late autumn, with litter sizes often ranging from 2 to 5 kittens. Domestic cats are bred and shown at events as registered pedigreed cats, a hobby known as a cat fancy. Failure to control breeding of pet cats by spaying and neutering, as well as abandonment of pets, resulted in large numbers of feral cats worldwide, contributing to the extinction of entire bird, mammal, and reptile species and evoking population control. Cats were first domesticated in the Near East around 7500 BCE. It was long thought that cat domestication was initiated in ancient Egypt, as since around 3100 BCE, veneration was given to cats in ancient Egypt. As of 2017, the domestic cat was the second most popular pet in the United States, with 95 million cats owned. In the United Kingdom, around 7.3 million cats lived in more than 4.8 million households as of 2019. Their characteristics. The domestic cat has a smaller skull and shorter bones than the European wildcat. It averages about 46 cm in head to body length and 23 to 25 cm in height, with about 30 cm long tails. Males are larger than females. Adult domestic cats typically weigh between 4 and 5 kg. Their skeleton. Cats have 7 cervical vertebrae, 13 thoracic vertebrae, 7 lumbar vertebrae, 3 sacral vertebrae, and a variable number of caudal vertebrae in the tail. The extra lumbar and thoracic vertebrae account for the cat's spinal mobility and flexibility. Attached to the spine are 13 ribs, the shoulders, and the pelvis. Unlike human arms, cat forelimbs are attached to the shoulder by free-floating clavicle bones, which allow them to pass their body through any space into which they can fit their head. Skull. The cat's skull is unusual among mammals in having very large eyes sockets and a powerful specialized jaw. Within the jaw, cats have teeth adapted for killing prey and tearing meat. When it overpowers its prey, a cat delivers a lethal neck bite with its 2 long canine teeth, inserting them between 2 of the prey's vertebrae and severing its spinal cord, causing irreversible paralysis and death. Compared to other felines, domestic cats have narrowly spaced canine teeth relative to the size of their jaw, which is an adaptation to their preferred prey of small rodents, which have small vertebrae. The premolar and the first molar together compose the carnassial pair on each side of the mouth, which efficiently shears meat into small pieces like a pair of scissors. These are vital in feeding, since cats' small molars cannot chew food effectively, and cats are largely incapable of mastication. Although cats tend to have better teeth than most humans, with decay generally less likely because of a thicker protective layer of enamel, less damaging saliva, less retention of food particles between teeth, and a diet mostly devoid of sugar. They are nonetheless subject to occasional tooth loss and infection. Now we are talking about their senses. Vision first. Cats have excellent night vision, and cats see at only 1/6 the light level required for human vision. This is partly the result of cat eyes having a tapetum lucidum, which reflects any light that passes through the retina back into the eye, thereby increasing the eye's sensitivity to dim light. Large pupils are an adaptation to dim light. The domestic cat has slit pupils, which allow it to focus bright light without chromatic aberration. At low light, a cat's pupils expand to cover most of the exposed surface of its eyes. However, the domestic cat has rather poor color vision and only two types of cone cells, optimized for sensitivity to blue and yellowish green. Its ability to distinguish between red and green is limited. A response to middle wavelengths from a system other than the rod cells might be due to a third type of cone. However, this appears to be an adaptation to low light levels rather than representing true trichromatic vision. Hearing. The domestic cat's hearing is most acute in the range of 500 hearing. It can detect an extremely broad range of frequencies. It can hear a range of 10.5 octaves, while humans and dogs can hear a range about 9 octaves. Its hearing sensitivity is enhanced by its large movable outer ears, the pinnae, which amplify sounds and help detect the location of a noise. It can detect ultrasound, which enables it to detect ultrasonic calls made by rodent prey. Smell. Cats have an acute sense of smell, due in part to their well-developed olfactory bulb and a large surface of olfactory mucosa about 5.8 square centimeters in area, which is about twice that of humans. Cats and many other animals have a Jacobson's organ in their mouth that is used in the behavioral process of phlegmony. It allows them to sense certain aromas in a way that humans cannot. Cats are sensitive to pheromones such as 3-mercaptopheromones, which they use to communicate through urine spraying and marking with scent glands. Many cats also respond strongly to plants that contain nepetalactone, especially catnip, as they can detect that substance at less than 1 part per billion. This response is also produced by other plants, such as silver vine and the herb valerian. It may be caused by the smell of these plants mimicking a pheromone and stimulating cats' social or sexual behavior. Taste. Cats have relatively few taste buds compared to humans. Domestic and wild cats share a taste receptor gene mutation that keeps their sweet taste buds from binding to sugary molecules, leaving them with no ability to taste sweetness. Their taste buds instead respond to acid, amino acids like protein, and bitter tastes. Cats also have a distinct temperature preference for their food, preferring food with a temperature around 38 Celsius degree, which is similar to that of a fresh kill, and routinely rejecting food presented cold or refrigerated to the cat that the prey item is long dead and therefore cold or refrigerated. Whiskers. To aid with navigation and sensation, cats have dozens of movable whiskers over their body, especially their faces. Those provide information on the width of gaps and on the location of objects in the dark, both by touching objects directly and by sensing air currents. They also trigger protective blink reflexes to protect the eyes from damage. Balance. Most breeds of cats have a noted fondness for sitting in high places or perching. A higher place may serve as a concealed side from which to hunt. Domestic cats strike prey by pouncing them a perch, such as a tree branch. Another possible explanation is that height gives the cat a better observation point, allowing it to survey its territory. A cat falling from heights of up to 3 meters can right itself and lands on its paws. During a fall from a high place, a cat reflexively twists its body and rights itself to land and its feet using its acute sense of balance and flexibility. This reflex is known as the cat riding reflex. A cat always rights itself in the same way during a fall, if it has enough time to do so, which is the case in falls of 90 centimeters or more. How cats are able to right themselves when falling has been investigated as the falling cat problem. Behavior. Outdoor cats are active both day and night, although they tend to be slightly more active at night. Domestic cats spend the majority of their time in the vicinity of their homes, but can range many hundreds of meters from the central point. They establish territories that vary considerably in size, in one study ranging from 7 to 28 hectares. The timing of cats' activity is quite flexible and varied, which means house cats may be more active in the morning and evening as a response to greater human activity at these times. Cats conserve energy by sleeping more than most animals, especially as they grow older. The daily duration of sleep varies, usually between 12 and 16 hours, with 13 and 14 being the average. Some cats can sleep as much as 20 hours. The term cat nap for a short rest refers to cats' tendency to fall asleep for a brief period. While asleep, cats experience short periods of rapid eye movement sleep, often accompanied by muscle twitches, which suggests they are dreaming. Sociability. The social behavior of the domestic cat range from widely dispersed individuals to feral cat colonies that gather around a food source based on group of cooperating females. Within such groups, one cat is usually dominant over the others. Each cat in a colony holds a distinct territory, with sexually active males having the largest territories, which are about 10 times larger than those of female cats and may overlap with several females' territories. These territories are marked by urine spraying, by rubbing objects at head, height with secretions from facial glands, and by defecation. Between these territories are neutral areas where cats watch and greet one another without territorial conflicts. Outside these neutral areas, territory holders usually chase away stranger cats, at first by staring, hissing, and growling, and, if that doesn't work, by short but noisy and violent attacks. Despite this colonial organization, cats do not have a social survival strategy or a pack mentality, and always hunt alone. Life in proximity to humans and other domestic animals has led to a symbiotic social adaptation in cats, and cats may express great affection toward human or other animals. Ethologically, the human keeper or a cat functions as a sort of surrogate for the cat's mother. Adult cats live their lives in a kind of extended kittenhood, a form of behavioral mutiny. Their high-pitched sounds may mimic the cries of a hungry human infant, making them particularly difficult for humans to ignore. However, some cats are poorly socialized. In particular, older cats shows aggressiveness towards newly arrived kittens, which include biting and scratching. This type of behavior is known as feline-social aggression. Domestic cats' scent-rubbing behavior towards humans or other cats is thought to be a feline means for social bonding. Communication. Domestic cats use many vocalizations for communicating, including purring, thrilling, hissing, growling, snarling, grunting, and several different forms of mewing. Their body language, including position of ear and tail, relaxation of the whole body, and kneading over the paws, or all indicators of mood. The tail and the ears are particularly important social signals mechanism in cats. A raised tail indicates a friendly greeting, and flattened ears indicates hostility. Tail raising also indicates the cat's position in group's social hierarchy, with dominant individuals raising their tails less often than subordinate ones. Okay, I guess that's all the explanation that I can give. And again, I'm telling you that this article is not mine. I read them from Wikipedia, but at least I have shown you the way to make a mind mapping, and you have to practice it on your own. You have to make your own topic, you have to make your own public speaking topic, and you have to practice a lot before you show yourself on the public. Okay, I think that's all that I can deliver to you. I know that I made lots of mistakes during the video, and I want you to forgive me for that because I'm still learning. You are learning, I am learning, we all learner. And I don't want you to judge me for mistakes that I've done because I know more than anybody else that I've done lots of mistakes in this video. And if you were listening, if you were watching until this very second, I want you to hear my very sincere thank to you. Thank you very much for watching and hearing and understanding. I will see you to my next videos, and so long.